It first started out, and this is the story that is the first chapter. And that's how I started out. A experience that I had when I was just 9 years old. And that experience was, it was very impactful, but not just in a negative way. But I was in a park, I was playing, the playground was closed, and I still had half an hour before going home. And when you're 9 years old, you go home when the parents said you go home, right? It was a summer evening in Hamburg, Germany. It was just lovely. And I was sitting on the bench and watching the squirrels and just minding my business. And then a nice gentleman sat next to me and we got into a conversation and he seemed very nice. But then he said something that was very disturbing. He said, "Do you see that man in the back there? That is a child snatcher." Wow. And I thought, oh yeah, that's very bad. And then the older man said, "Well, you know what? Let's just get away." I said, that was a good idea. And we went and we walked and the park had a little hill where we slid down in the wintertime. So there was a walkway around them in the back, and then in the back, so you had to have steep up or you went all the way around. But then he suggested, let's take a shortcut. Let's go up there through the underbrush. There was no path or anything like that. I said, let's take the shortcut, right? You're always adventurous. I'm always an adventurous person anyways. And we did. And at one point, somewhere in the middle, he stopped and he made this motion, "Come here, little girl." And in that moment, there was not a whisper, but there were definitely guardian angels that were there at that time in my life that said, "Run, Sabina, run." And that's exactly what I did.